Hey everyone, welcome to day 5 of the Starcraft 2 AI tournament. I'm here with Ketroc. Welcome, Ketroc.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. We have a special Monday night edition. Unfortunately, I was away yesterday, so you couldn't get your fix of bots for Sunday, so we brought it to you on a Monday instead. Unfortunately, that means Laughing Games couldn't join us this week. But I'm sure he's out doing far more productive things. Yeah, we'll miss him, and unfortunately, yeah, he'll be back with us next week. So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun recently. We have two bots qualified. That is Eris and Xena.
Right,
Um,
right.
and two bots that have sadly left us, which is Terrain and Theo. Both new bots to the tournament, and I'm sure they'll both be back very, very shortly for our next tournament. So current situation is this. If I can get it up. So we have 6 bots on 2 for 1, which is ThomTest, NegativeZero, Caninana, Zozo, Sharkbot, and Sharpened Edge. And we have 6 bots that are on 1 and 2. So that's 12 pull bots, Ketroc, ThomTest, MicroMachine, BenBotBC, seeking to make the 0-2 to 3-2 run if he can, and DominionDog seeking to stop that. uh, so
Okay.
uh, Tonight we're not going to be doing all 6 best of threes because it just take too long, and that'll leave us with only 3 matches for next week, and we want to have a decent stream next week. So we're going to do 5 best of threes, plow our way through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that will mean that Sharkbot and Sharpen Edge will not play tonight, but we will do our draw for the next round. It'll just have to be one or the other, similar to
Yeah. I understand.
replays, if you see what I mean. But I do have my bunnies ready in their tin, and they will be getting used tonight.
As long as we get the bunnies, most
Yeah,
important part.
yeah, definitely. Always the most important part. Um,
All right, so 2 more people will be going in and 3 more people will be getting eliminated. So the
exactly.
productive stream.
Yeah. So I think the first match tonight will be ThomTest. Gunning for a rematch. I think it's a very, very bad draw. By the way, I think next tournament I'm going to make a rule so you can't have any rematches because this is really unfortunate. But I mean, doesn't mean it's all going to be the same result. Chance for revenge here. Seeded 12th. Won his first match against Caninana. Lost against NegativeZero in the next round. Took a 2-0 win against DominionDog. Very impressive. And now,
Did he pull -0 again? Is that what happened?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
And he comes up against NegativeZero. So yeah, season 2, returning ex-champion. Win rates huge. Elo 2944. Beat ThomTest, ThomTest, and lost against Eris. So yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
a
the good
fun
news
one.
is for ThomTest is that he can't be eliminated this match.
Yes.
And if he loses, he won't have to face -0 again. So -0 will be through.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, unless he gets through to the next round, in which we might have to face NegativeZero for a
yeah,
third
yeah.
time, which
But you'll at least get out of the Swiss format without getting
yeah,
banned that many
I
times.
I
What's
couldn't
up with
have.
all these ads popping up on
I don't know.
Twitch now? Is this new? These like sidebar ads?
Oh God,
Annoying.
really?
Yeah.
Ah, why does
I don't even
Twitch
see like
do
a
it?
button to close it. Is this there? Oh,
Ugh,
Twitch, what's happening?
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
I will share my screen with you so you can see what's going on.
that's handy. I could cast a blind if you want. I,
I
I
mean,
could
it's a
probably
good
get it pretty
idea.
close. I know how this will play out, I think.
All right, let's go. All right,
All
up
right.
in.
So spawning down in the bottom right, we have the red Terran ThomTest going up against the number 2/number 1 bots on the ladder, depending on when you look. It is the blue Protoss -0.
Well, technically he is seeded 2, and he did lose to Eris, so probably number 2, unless you count Xena.
Yeah. Well, in this preseason, he's like, they're kind of switching back and forth.
Yeah.
Although I think Rasper might be trying out some stuff with Eris, so this may not be Eris's like try-hard version, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty close. They're both like 80% win rate bots, 80% plus,
Yeah.
which is pretty insane considering how good the bots are in Division A.
Yeah. Both bots you really don't want to face this early in the tournament, at least.
So we do have a Gateway Scout out of NegativeZero here, crossing the map. I'm going to take a nice little peek at what's going on for ThomTest.
I mean, he doesn't. He's faced him already, so he should know by now. Against ThomTest, you're going to be facing some early aggression.
Oh, finds a little hidden racks in the corner there.
Yeah. The Tag Marine Rush, 1 out of 13. I wonder what the 113 means.
A minute 13. You know,
Oh,
you're not
right.
allowed to put colons into the tags.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So a little trick for bot authors: if you want to make a unique tag, you just add the time to the tag. It's also pretty handy too, because you can kind of just look at the tags and get a good idea of what all the events that happened that match.
Also, that probe was very, very close to blocking the second racks from ThomTest. That would have been fun.
Yeah. That one does go down. He does pull a SCV out of gas to build that third rack. I wonder if that was intended or not. Probe does finally go down. It's putting the SCV back to work once again. And for ThomTest, every penny does help because he's going to be putting out a pretty strong timing attack.
Yeah.
And with no sight of an expansion in 3 racks, NegativeZero very smartly puts down a shield battery and gets a second gateway of his own. Yeah, so 4 gas for NegativeZero means he's going to be able to build a lot of stalkers. Stalkers with high ground are pretty deadly to Marines, especially with the way bots can micro. Actually, especially with the way NegativeZero can micro. Pretty sure he's got the best stalker micro we've ever seen of any Protoss bot.
Oh, definitely. It shows. It's the best micro generally.
Without padding either.
Yeah. What he does with the depths is just pure genius.
Yeah, that's nice as well. Although I think, from what I hear, I think other bot authors are getting better at defending at depths.
Yeah.
So it's getting to the point where NegativeZero is kind of abandoning the adept a little bit, at least in certain matchups, because they don't get a whole lot done. In the early days, they would just come in and wipe out both mineral lines, and it would just be game over. It was like MicroMachine's Reapers back in the early days.
All right.
So, combat shield is about a third of the way done. +1 attack is going to be done as well.
Yeah, I think once
fairly soon.
Once ThomTest gets that, it's all guns blazing straight to the opposition base. So.
Yeah, it would actually be interesting if ThomTest were to move out right now. It'd be good to have him like arrive, like say maybe like 2 or 3 seconds before both those upgrades finish. Really try to push that timing attack.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of adjustments you could make against NegativeZero. The stim was the one idea because stim kind of negates the stalker micro advantage. But
So,
okay, I got
interestingly enough,
laggy stream going on my end. That's okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's some frame drops on my PC. I'm not sure why, but we'll take this through to the end. Don't know what's going on at the moment.
It looks okay-ish on stream.
Okay, that's good.
What I got, so that's fine.
Apologies.
But
we'll sort this out in a minute.
Yeah, so like obviously if he timed that well, this attack could have hit 20, 30 seconds earlier with still having both those upgrades complete. And that could be, maybe 4 less stalkers, who knows. But with that said, this still is a very strong attack, and we'll be arriving here. It's passing by the high ground, so he's going to have some good vision.
And
1 immortal and a good amount of stalkers.
Yeah, that's a big army to deal with for those Marines, and I don't think Marines are going to break through this, unfortunately.
Yeah, not really stutter stepping forward either, so it's kind of hard to keep them in range, and obviously it's
And
Make it more difficult to focus down the weak stalkers there.
having that shield battery at the back there as well is it's really useful for NegativeZero. I don't think he's going to lose a lot here. Unfortunately for ThomTest, he's 15 seconds late. But
yeah, can you hit L for the units lost down there? Let's see if
yeah,
NegativeZero took any losses at all. It didn't look like much.
5 stalkers and
Okay.
is that right? So yeah, but not much, like you say, and the probe. But the probe was lost earlier, wasn't it? So
I mean, we have seen ThomTest win on the second push before, not against NegativeZero, but against Caninana. And NegativeZero is still on Immortal Tech, which isn't that great versus Marine Marauder. Depends if they're coded to focus fire the Marauders or not, where they're doing basically double damage to Marauders.
yeah.
But the Marines are basically a hard counter to Immortals, so there's a tiny hope here.
Oh, that's good.
NegativeZero is not expanding either, so he's not getting ahead economically either.
Yeah.
One base versus one base is always nice for Terran because, you know, they both fully saturate their base, but mules can mine at the same time as an SCV. So one base for Terran actually mines faster than one base for a Protoss.
Yeah, so here comes the second attack from ThomTest. And it looks like a decent army of Stalkers here, so I'd be surprised if it done any more damage than the first. Although,
Yeah, NegativeZero being very patient, just staying at the top of the ramp. I was wondering if he's going to try to expand, maybe move down with his whole army. So there's the expand.
Yeah,
if he moves his army down, that means the shield battery won't be helping, the high ground won't be helping. But it appears like, yeah, he's going to stay on that high ground, which is a good choice.
Coming
down
down
no, he goes down.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, the Marines coming in the line means there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
free damage done by NegativeZero.
Yeah, it's a nice little concave there from NegativeZero, and ThomTest just was all in one big line ready to be killed. It looks like he's getting a
Yeah, but the fight is actually going pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Marauders are focusing down the Marauders. The Immortals are not focusing the Marauders. So the Marauders are doing so much damage. You know, half their damage is versus armored, so they're so powerful versus stalkers.
Well, that's good.
This really evens up the army size. It cancels the expansion.
Yeah.
I think it'll eventually be cleaned up as there's not many hit points left and there's still that full battery.
Oh, no, the battery's going down. And
Yeah,
the Stalk is not damaged.
The battery goes down.
Oh, wow. This army is doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, and there's a second wave
There's
coming
another
across the
band.
map. as well.
Yeah. There's another army coming. This could be ThomTest. Wow. NegativeZero.
That Stalker Micro isn't doing too great with the concussive shell slowing them down. But now there's Warp Prism Micro as well.
Yeah, so...
some probes are going to be distance mining. However, I think the army lead is still pretty much in 39 army supply to 14.
Yeah, huge army lead for ThomTest.
Well in favor of. Yeah.
This Prism Micro has got to do some work.
ThomTest isn't afraid to ignore the army just to kill structures, though.
No.
Which usually isn't a great idea, but getting this pylon would be gigantic, especially if he cancels. Oh, he's not going into that. Oh, he's actually going into the robo.
Yeah, he's the robo bay, taking down the gateway as well. Now takes down the pylon. Oh, it looks like
And the stalkers aren't getting free shots during this time either while he's shooting the structures. The stalkers are just staying back.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think ThomTest has got this one.
Yeah,
It's just looking so good for him here. There's really nothing left for NegativeZero. Just one robo is all of his production remaining.
Yeah.
He's not mining.
He's not even using the robo. This is it. ThomTest is going to take the victory. Supply blocked.
Without any updates in the tournament thus far, ThomTest was able to win with the same strategy on the third attempt.
Yeah, ThomTest is
2-0
learning.
in his first lineup, yeah.
GG.
Going up 1-0 this time.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Wow. And ThomTest does take it down. That's great work from ThomTest. I think hold on. Wait. So I've got a problem at the
How's
moment.
your frame drop looking?
Yeah, I've got a problem at the moment. Discord is using 90% of my GPU, which is weird. I'm just gonna
Have your GPU.
yeah, GPU 90%. Actually, I'm just gonna put this up. No, okay, I can't. For some reason, even though my GPU should be able to handle this. What I'm gonna do, I'll disconnect the call, restart Discord, and then call you again, if that's good.
Sounds good.
All right, sorry guys. We are just hoping that this will solve the problem. um, there we go. Hopefully.
Okay, so you gotta share your camera.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
And we're still on stream. That's good.
So yeah.
All right.
Sorry
Better?
guys. I think so. It's still using a fair bit, but I think we can manage. All right. Well, congrats to ThomTest taking the victory there. Let's see if NegativeZero can make the comeback. Or it could be ThomTest going directly into the quarterfinals, which would be a massive result. Also, because of the way the draw works, if ThomTest does win this, it means he avoids both Xena and Eris in the next round, which is going to be a fun one.
Watch him run into NegativeZero again.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, share the screen. There we go. All right. Let's go.
All right. Up 1-0 in this best of 3. It is the Red Terran ThomTest spawning on the left. Mimo on the right-hand side of the map. Not facing elimination, as both these bots cannot be eliminated this spot, but facing elimination from this match, it is NegativeZero.
Yeah, it looks like we've still got a few frame drops. I don't know how it's showing on your side.
So why don't you stop sharing on Discord, and I'll just cast from the Twitch stream.
Okay, hold on one sec. Yeah, my PC is basically running at snail's pace at the moment, so I don't know what's happening with Discord. I can't stop sharing from Discord because I can't actually move my mouse right now. Right. I am going to have to reboot my computer because this is ridiculous.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
we'll be
guys.
back in 5 minutes, guys.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. Apologies. Okay, I think we're back. This is good. So I rebooted my PC because Discord call was using about 90% of my GPU. Apologies for that. Hopefully it's better now. We did have some excitement with the first game of ThomTest versus NegativeZero. ThomTest taking a pretty much unexpected lead. So, yeah, let's get game 2 up.
Are you live right now?
I think we're live.
That's live, but why can't I load the stream?
I have no idea.
It might be my end. Hang on. Okay, it says we're live. Tyson says we're live.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
Refresh,
So that's good. All right.
Awesome.
I will share my screen with you. All right, and we are good to go.
Okay, once again, spawning on the left-hand side, up 1-0. It is the Red Terran ThomTest. And in this best of 3, NegativeZero must win this next one, and he is the blue Protoss spawning on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So I think this map has a slightly larger rush distance than normal, so
Yeah.
could hurt a bot like ThomTest who's trying to push across the map.
But it also means that NegativeZero won't get as early access to information, so maybe that'll be a positive.
Yeah, he does scout pretty early though.
Yeah.
Gateway scout's about as early as you can do it as Protoss. A lot of Protoss players usually scout after Cybercore, or maybe after expanding. But this does allow you to get in, get a nice look at things before a Reaper pops out and kills you.
Yeah.
Not the ThomTest's opening Reaper, but that is what this gateway timing is for. Second Rax is down.
Yeah, so...
The third, I'm guessing, won't be too far away.
Cybercore down for NegativeZero. Yeah, we are getting some FPS drops, so apologies for that.
Yeah.
We're going to try and go with what we've got. Interestingly, it's Discord that's using up all my GPU.
We could switch to just a voice call, and I could still cast off of the Twitch stream, which doesn't have too much of a delay nowadays.
So what I will do, I'll turn off my camera. If you turn off your camera, then hopefully that might be a bit better.
Oh, there we go. No, that does help a lot.
Ah, yeah, that's perfect now. Okay, we'll turn our
So camera's off
on.
while we're casting game.
Yeah. That's much
interesting. Okay. In the meantime, though, we do have the reactor on the way. Engineering bay on the way. Is probably going to feel that +1 once again. NegativeZero is chrono boosting out an adept this time. I think that's already a change from game 1.
Yeah. Dyson, I'm definitely not
Stalker.
I'm definitely not too hot for Twitch. If anything, they probably just repulsed by my appearance, so destroyed my graphics card. Yep, NegativeZero with the early expand, so maybe that's a chance for ThomTest there.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that NegativeZero is switching it up. Normally, I'd say you don't want to do the same thing, although, as we know, has these two bots that played before. Staying defensive has worked twice for NegativeZero, and only lost that one time. So if nothing else, ThomTest has forced NegativeZero into playing differently. And we'll have to see if this early expand helps or hurts him. It could also be based off of the scout, maybe. The probe scout didn't see as much this time, or was there even a probe scout?
I didn't see. There was, but I don't think it saw anything because it got blocked out, got walled off. So,
okay, yeah. So it could be like a lack of seeing all these barracks. Though I don't know how he missed them. If you walked up the ramp, you can see 5 of them right there.
So,
anyways, Blink is on the way.
Yeah, the initial adept did get taken out there. I think ThomTest is well on the way to the combat shields and the +1 that he needs to move out.
Yeah. Once again, I'd love for him to be on the map right now. Yeah. So that he could start the attack and say like 410 or something like that, right when those upgrades are about to finish.
Yeah.
Because, at the moment, NegativeZero only has 7 army supply. So imagine here they are right now with with that combat shield and +1.
It would be harsh, but he is moving out now. So a few seconds too late.
Yeah, so no pylon on low ground, which means there's not going to be a shield battery as an option to help. It looks like the Prism and Stalkers are going on the offense, actually, which is interesting.
The Prism is going to turn around. Again,
this is an opportunity, actually. This is the way Stalkers want to face Terran. They want to get these pot shots as they're crossing the map, but not taking them at the moment, which is a little too bad because Stalkers with good micro can shoot a Marine without taking a shot back.
Yeah. So all the Stalkers don't seem to be doing anything. They seem to be letting this army just walk into the base.
Yeah, they're waiting until they have the numbers, which they don't have at the moment, which is kind of nice. That means the Stalkers in the back are picking off reinforcements.
And
But at some point, you got to commit and fight this army, because he's just going to knock away all the pylons. And they're depowering 3 gateways all at once.
Oh, wow. There's not going to be any reinforcements for NegativeZero for a long time, so I don't think he needs them, though.
Losing a lot of probes as well.
He's got the...
Pylon cannot get up.
Yeah. And he finally does clear up this army, but there's another one behind this.
Yeah, it hasn't started moving out yet, which is nice for NegativeZero. Because at the moment, there is no production. Nothing being built for NegativeZero, as all 3 gateways are depowered.
Yeah, so NegativeZero is
moving out
on.
himself, which I typically don't mind, but since he's up 2 bases to 1, like, yeah, if you lose your production, it's a good time to go because your army's never going to get any bigger than it is at this moment. But he's up 2 bases to 1. I think he could take a defensive stance, even having lost some of those probes. Let's see how this fight works. Okay, he does spot the army and decides to go home. And I really want ThomTest to move out.
I think he is. You're going to get your wish.
Yeah, because the gateways are completing once again. We have a sentry and a zealots being built. Interesting, the thermal lance is being upgraded. No Colossus, but thermal lance.
Which is not much use without the Colossus, but I think... No, there's a prism on the way from there.
Yeah. Yeah, prism first. Yeah, which isn't bad either. It was showing some good micro. It allows the Stalkers to get some extra hits off before they die. But that means no Colossus for this fight. And that could actually be a big deal, especially if it had range. Kiting Colossus with range is almost like Tempest nowadays. Attempting to take a 3rd base, not a wise decision.
Not going to happen, I'm
Changed
afraid.
his mind. Going to meet ThomTest out on the field. ThomTest once again coming in at a strange angle.
Yeah.
Zealot's soaking up some damage. This Guardian Shield is doing a lot of work. Does decide he doesn't have enough though, so he pulls back. That means no shield battery. But able to fight this army while a lot of shots are going into the Nexus. This is a big deal.
Yeah. Such
That's
a nice...
going to allow NegativeZero to clean it up again.
Yeah, such a nice concave as well. Just able to get all those shots off onto the Marines without taking a lot of damage there. So, and not even getting the Nexus down.
Yeah, that's basically like 1800 damage that killed nothing.
Yeah.
1800 damage is enough to kill that entire army probably twice. So, at minimum, we would have liked to at least take the Nexus down, but even that wouldn't have been a big deal because it's like the 2nd base. There is a big follow-up coming, but now we have Colossus, now we have Thermal Lance, and it's a 2-base economy for NegativeZero. So, the resources are going to be pouring in.
Yeah, NegativeZero does have the army lead now as well, so yeah, it's
even +1 is quite
good.
huge when you're talking Stalker Colossus.
Yeah.
Oh, blinking forward, I don't know about that. Okay.
And
yeah, he's well outnumbered.
Yeah. So I think NegativeZero can probably attack and take a fight on ThomTest terms.
Yeah.
And
NegativeZero is actually really clever at deciding when to attack and when to stay back.
Yeah. And obviously...
Usually it's just easy to like err on the side of defense because it's less of a stake to stay home when you could have moved out than the other way around. But yeah, every time NegativeZero moves out, he has a good advantage, so I agree with that.
Yeah.
But that said, this game is over no matter what he does, because he's just so far ahead in every manner now.
Yeah, and then ThomTest is just feeding a few Marines out occasionally. So yeah, GG.
Nice first attack out of ThomTest. I thought he might have had the 2-0 go in there. But second attack just went so poorly for him.
Yeah.
And that window was so tight to on the second attack as well. Like he got in there just before
Yeah.
a factor, which should have been like the perfect timing, but
Yeah.
couldn't make up his mind what he should to shoot at between army
I
and
know.
structures.
If all that damage that went into the Nexus, like you said, had gone into the army, it would have been a whole different story. But yeah. All right.
Sometimes it pays off for ThomTest where he's able to like pick off a key pylon or something, but I think in general, you probably want to teach your bot to like continue running towards army units rather than stopping to shoot structures.
Yeah.
Because especially when your army's bigger, you can just win the game right there.
Yeah. All right. Let's turn off the cameras and I'll share my screen with you. All right. Let's go.
Yep. Do you want to change the view on the
Yes. Yep.
stream? Yeah,
Yep,
there you
done.
go. Perfect. You're not sharing with me, I don't think.
Aren't I? I'm sure I am.
Oh, okay. I was highlighted on your non-camera for some reason.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, so 1-1. This is the ace match here. Spawning in the top left, we have NegativeZero. And down in the bottom right is the Red Terran ThomTest. Whoever wins this makes it out of the Swiss format round robin, whatever you want to call it. And
Yep.
we'll move on to the tournament phase. I guess that's the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
The final 8 bots.
The final 8 in the quarterfinals. The winner will also get to avoid Xena and Eris in the next round.
Nice. And unlike the last map where I said is like especially long rush distance, it's almost the opposite on this map.
Yeah.
It looks super short on the mini map, but I think it's a slightly larger map than normal, so
Yeah,
it ends up just being a little bit less of a rush distance. But the fact that you can kind of go across the map in a straight line means ThomTest will be arriving maybe 5 seconds earlier than normal.
It also does mean that, like, if there's anything coming across from -0, it will immediately get spotted if it goes directly in the straight line. So, yeah.
And perhaps unfortunately for NegativeZero, he gets the scout in.
Yeah.
His reaction to this build in game 1 obviously did not result in a win, and his not scouting it in game 2 ended up being a win. So
Yeah.
I suspect we're going to see NegativeZero stay on 1 base again instead of going for the expansion.
Yeah. And Reaper will get taken down most likely. Yep, there it goes. Right, so we have the 4 racks up, sorry. We all know what ThomTest is going to do by now, so yeah.
There is that responsive battery.
Yep.
Second gateway. And chronoing stalkers. I wonder if one of the advantages last game was that you had a mix of adepts and zealots in there as well.
Yeah, possibly.
As a game 1, like the moment where the game was lost was where the Marauders just got to wreck all the stalkers. But with a couple of zealots in the front, it's just they barely get tickled by Marauders.
Yeah, I think it was a good mix there from ThomTest.
Okay, so Robo on the way. We suspect we'll be seeing a repeat of game 1, so those are probably going to be Immortals with maybe a War Prism mix in there somewhere.
Yeah. Nothing yet. I think ThomTest probably getting ready to move out, just waiting for those combat shields.
Yeah, probably like a minute and a half or so, based on his timings in the previous games. 5th racks about to finish.
Crazy. I love ThomTest. We've got a hallucinated scout coming across. Probably gonna see what it's facing. It's very difficult to cast these games early in the tournament. You know exactly Just powering up here.
Yeah. We need laughing games here to
Yeah.
feed more information into the talk. I'm always the assistant caster, not the lead caster.
Yeah. We got
But
that.
yeah, he does see the move out. He gets a good idea of how much army he's up against. So I think immediately his stalkers are not going to be engaging because they know the size of the ThomTest army.
Yeah. And
Usually they walk out, see the size, and then kind of say, okay, now let's go back. But he will have no energy for Guardian Shield. That's actually quite a big deal.
yeah.
He does have the battery, he has the ramp, and he has the Immortal.
Although
And even the direction of the ramp is nice to get a good concave at the top.
it's getting close to enough power for that. Yeah, probably not enough when this hits. But oh, there's 2 Marines going in early as well. That's a disaster. And oh, they're just all going up the ramp and getting minced in that checkpoint, that choke point.
Yeah, only like half the Marines being able to shoot because of the
Yeah,
ones in the front blocking the ones in the back.
they're not even making much progress there. They do get into the base, but at what cost? And
Yeah, they drained the battery and they killed off a couple of units, but yeah, that was very one-sided.
yeah, and now NegativeZero with the army is going to run across the map, and we'll see if he turns back again.
Yeah, I mean, that fight went really well for him, so he might actually try to push for victory, but I
Yeah.
kind of suspect as soon as he touches this ramp and sees the, 15 Marines, he might decide to pull back.
Oh well, 6 are coming out.
I only see 6. He has no problem dealing with 6. Because the other ones got distracted by the hallucination.
Oh. This is just
actually
going...
guiding him down the ramp.
Yeah.
I love it. He's like, no, you go in the choke point, I'm not going to do it.
This is going about as well as it possibly could for NegativeZero.
Yeah, that was probably the most one-sided of the
Yeah.
5 matches we've seen between these two bots.
Yeah, only 3 Stalkers lost. 4 Stalkers lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's losing a bunch now. He was trying to jam up that choke point to victory.
Yeah. So he turns around briefly and then decides, now I'm going to go finish the game. I had enough.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
yeah,
he's got to get vision up there. He has to step forward, which is not something his bot is programmed to do. So he's 2 stalkers in the front and all the Marines and Marauders shooting back.
Yeah.
It's like the what do you call it? The 300 choke point.
Yeah. It's like we will not move.
I thought I had the name of that choke point in my head and then I couldn't remember what it was called.
I have no idea. I do know the one you mean though. But, yeah.
Thermopylae or
gap,
something. I don't remember.
Gap of something or other. Yeah. And now all of the remaining army from ThomTest is going to walk out into the open and get slaughtered where they stand. And finally...
I think that should do it. Now you should be able to walk up the ramp, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's not backing down.
No.
Even though he's only fighting 1 or 2 units at a time. With so little units at the top, he's able to continue to victory here. Does have a full natural expansion too behind this, so it doesn't even really matter what's going on in this part.
Yeah, I think we can speed it up a bit. Put ThomTest out of his misery. He's not eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, that was close.
Yeah.
You won the first match, and the second match was looking good for a moment there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Poor ThomTest. I think he wasn't able to watch this because it's too late for him. He's going to be disappointed when he catches up on the live stream.
Oh no, he
he's
is.
He's gonna be fist pumping, and then oh no, was he in stream?
He's in stream. Yeah, he's watching. So sorry, ThomTest,
right,
but you will be you will be making it to the next round, so that's okay. Hopefully you'll get a better draw there. Yeah, well played by NegativeZero. Hopefully we'll definitely be seeing NegativeZero in the quarterfinals, and again, immune from facing Eris or Xena. So that's going to be good. All right.
Yeah, Tom, if you make it through, my update suggestion is just move out earlier.
Yeah.
Try to move out like 30 seconds before those upgrades are done.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll make a huge difference by the time you arrive. The only downside to that is if the other person's also all-inning you and you move out but without upgrades and you get caught in the middle of the field. But if you're facing a bot that's on the defense, I think that'll make a big difference.
Definitely.
Yeah, so what's the matchup we have next?
Next up we have, let me see, BenBotBC. Trying to make his comeback. Done the first step of the comeback from 0-2 against Terrain after losing against your bot and Sharpened Edge. Ranked 7th, so you know, pretty decent company there, and always shows up to the tournaments. And he'll be up against.
And just one of those bots that's been around forever and is just slowly, like almost at an imperceptible pace, is slowly getting better and better.
Yeah.
like Blazier is like he's like a quiet guy. You don't hear much from him, but he's always updating BenBot. And like he Laughing Games just posted a game of BenBot versus Eris, and it was a really good match.
Yeah, no.
We're seeing things out of BenBot like ghosts and EMP and you know, smarter battle cruiser movements. It was nice.
That's crazy good. But yeah, up against DominionDog by Team Fidelina. Actually,
Battle of Java.
Yeah. 7th versus 8th as well on the seedings. So yeah, should be a good one. Cool. Yeah, so one of our Java bots will fall.
Oh, these are 1 and 2 bots. Yeah, right. So this is an elimination match.
Yeah.
Yeah, DominionDog's one of those bots that like it gets updated in the spurts. Where like he'll really get into it and start coding a whole bunch of features for his bot, and then he'll like disappear for months, and then he'll come back again and start adding more features again.
Yeah, should be a good one. All right, let's get into it. Share my screen and turn my camera off in the hopes that my graphics card does not explode. Might be a vain hope, but we'll try. Yeah. All right, good to go.
Okay, spawning down in the bottom right, we have the red Terran BenBotBC saying bot BBC.
BBC.
Which I'm guessing means stands for bunker rush somehow.
Yeah, BBC.
And yeah. Oh, that's true. DominionDog, the blue Terran, it will be spawning in the top left.
Yeah. All right, so BenBotBC with his usual racks across the map.
Yeah, actually, like really far across the map though.
Yeah.
That racks is. I usually builds it somewhere in the middle, and then builds a bunker in front of the natural. But this barracks is point blank.
Yeah.
And it's a much more committed bunker rush as well. I think it involves cutting SCVs to get the barracks down so much earlier. Because you'll notice, like, even though he had to walk across the map and have one less SCV mining, his racks actually started before DominionDog's.
Yeah. So...
And it's a lot to give up to do that economically, but it also makes the bunker rush quite a bit powerful.
So the scout from DominionDog doesn't find the bunker, doesn't find the barracks. And we're just waiting for, I think, what is BenBotBC waiting for? He should have enough money to build the racks. To build the bunker, rather. And he's just not
I don't
doing
know.
it.
Maybe he likes to have him rained.
Yeah.
Like, keep the SCV alive.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, I guess he wanted a little dude to
Yeah.
follow.
Oh.
DominionDog cannot see that. Not until his SCV gets in range. Maybe now?
Oh, he sees it now.
Oh, well, now he sees it.
Yeah.
But yeah, structures under construction don't have much vision at all. So that command center could not see the bunker.
So you're saying early Marauders, which is a good choice. But,
Interesting. So these transistors and Marauders, I like it.
yeah.
I also like how I put a lot of chip damage into the Marine and then pulled the Reaper back to heal.
Yeah. He does get quite close to death, though. And the two Marines fighting, and DominionDog wins. Right, there we go. What was that? Just died.
I think it was the SCV scout of DominionDog got picked off. So we will probably have a full bunker with one SCV repairing. I'm wondering how well these Marauders will do against it. I'm also trying to remember if SCVs are armored or not. Do they take double damage from Marauders? I don't think they are armored. I think they're mechanical, but not armored.
No, mechanical. He comes down again, not going to like what he sees, and run straight back into the base.
Yeah, and that's not a Marauder follow-up. So, DominionDog lied to us.
Damn.
That is a barracks with no add-on. And a factory and a starport.
Yeah.
So yeah, siege tanks will work plenty well as well. Let's see if he pushes forward immediately to try to break out, or if he sits back like my dumb bot.
Siege tank should be good. BenBotBC does have the expand behind this though, so it's going to be ahead economically. DominionDog is probably going to have a bit of an army lead. He will immediately come down.
I like how he's giving the Marines back as well, protecting the tank but not taking hits from the bunker. Except for when a Marine gets pushed forward by other Marines.
Yeah. Looks like the bunker will get taken down. Immediately before the tank
just before
comes.
a tank of his own shows up though. This containment's not broken yet.
Wow.
Those tanks aren't in range of each other. Whoever gets vision. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like the
army
takes
one hit, so then decides to go back.
No, the army has run back. The tank is still there. Oh no! He doesn't like that. And here comes a liberator.
Let's have a liberator.
Yeah.
I'll do the trick. And again, Reaper actually getting on top of the tank as well. I think I remember that from back in the days where DominionDog's Reapers could kill MicroMachine. Yeah. His Reaper Rush. I remember he used to jump on top of MicroMachine's siege tanks.
Yeah. So we do have
okay, so that does slow down DominionDog quite a bit.
Yeah.
BenBotBC's economy wasn't exploding behind that, but he does have 1.5 bases at this point of saturation, which is a nice lead over a Terran who's only just begun their natural base.
Yeah.
DominionDog immediately taking a third as well. That's a nice way to try to catch up.
Yep. There's still quite a way to go.
It reminds me of week 1 against DominionDog or against BenBotBC where my bot was like completely broken against the bunker contain. So it wasn't spending its money and had like 4,000 minerals. So when it did finally break out, he's just like, okay, 8 command centers, go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
3 is two command centers, not quite the same as 8, but it is another way to catch up in a more in a less ridiculous way.
But BenBotBC is one of those bots that will give you time to catch up a bit, so it could work.
He likes to solidify his defenses.
Yeah, I think that was the problem against your bot mostly.
Yeah, that and the command centers. Yeah.
yeah. Eight of them is generally quite a nice way to catch up. So yeah,
wherever it was. Yeah, I mean, it might be one of those things for a BenBot to consider. Like, as this bot gets better and better, like his army movement and stuff, all of a sudden the stack defense becomes less and less necessary. So these are things that are like really good for his bots back like 3 years ago, but maybe not so much anymore.
Yeah. So Crosso's asking in the chat, what's the cap of allowed APM? Well, there's no actual cap. I think the API can take up to about sort of like 40 to 50,000, depending on how it's used.
There's no cap set, but
yeah,
right. If in like the 60,000 to say 120,000 range, there's a chance that the game might start bugging out on you.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
We've seen it happen before. It's just something we can't like. You can't pinpoint it because there's games where bots do 140,000 APM and they're fine, and then there's games where a bot goes 60,000 and it breaks. But it's something to do with long games and lots of actions that will start making the bot bug out.
yeah,
And it bugs out weirdly too. It just starts like it'll randomly select like what actions it's going to do and which actions it's not. So like your units will start moving around randomly almost.
yeah. And as Tom was saying in chat, there have been bots that have been up to 150,000, but not very successfully. At that time, you are definitely losing frames.
Yeah. And honestly, for bot authors, it's more of a flex to have low APM than high APM.
Yeah.
You know, for players, how fast are you? And for a bot, it's like, can you code your bot to like actually do one command with one action, or are you spamming it every single game frame for unnecessarily?
Yeah, definitely. The lower APM, the better the bot generally, or the better program the bot.
Yeah. In the late game, might also be low APM because it's just doing a 6 cool or something.
Yeah, yeah, that as well. But you know,
Whatever.
either way, you know, it's fairly good.
Yeah. I do like to see the orbital at the third base of BenBot, so he's not going into his mass planetaries. That means he'll be having quite a bit more money.
Yeah, that's good.
And
we see a move out now from DominionDog.
yeah, so the air units are actually going to arrive a lot before everything else.
Yeah.
And I don't know who actually has air control.
So it looks
'Cause
like
that's like at least 2 Vikings and a battle cruiser. Plus the missile turrets.
So it looks like
Big Jim.
battle cruiser is managed to take down a fair amount, but just managed to bug out of there. So yeah.
It's still pretty good missile turret coverage. That's going to make it difficult for these Banshees to get a whole lot done. Siege Tank does have range on probably the missile turret as well, but definitely the command center.
Yeah.
So I think this is a position that DominionDog is going to be able to hold, and that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's a nice air army, and there's not much from BenBotBC that deals with air at the moment. So battle cruiser is going to come back in.
Vikings actually getting out of there and saying, Siege Tank, you're on your own.
Yeah, not the best option.
For some reason, one battle cruiser was like too much for these Vikings to handle, but when there's 2 BCs, it's like, oh, we can do 2.
Yeah.
we can only handle even numbers of battle cruisers.
That's a nice little flex there. Yeah.
Nice kiting from range.
The Vikings are getting very low though.
Yeah. And obviously, like, Ichimato is a dead Viking as well.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to gun down that missile turret. Not going to have enough with all that SCV repair. So once again, but the Siege Tank down is like holding this position isn't doing a whole lot for DominionDog.
Yeah, it looks like battle cruisers. There goes another Viking. Attack, self-auto turret, cyclone fail. Banshees are getting some nice damage down on the floor as well, but not really enough.
Yeah, I mean, a couple missile turrets and a siege tank was really holding back the majority of that army for that fight.
Yeah.
Battle cruisers got pretty good value. I mean, they do have to repair, which is that's almost like repairing from 1 hit point is basically the cost of a Viking.
Yeah.
But they're Yamatoing a Viking at the start of the fight, so at minimum they're breaking even every time they move out.
Yeah.
However, DominionDog is he's on the warpath of expansions.
That's like
It's going from 3 base directly up to 6 base right now.
Yeah, 6 bases for DominionDog. A lot of mainly Viking and Banshee coming in now. And those Banshees going to arrive ahead of time and just get taken down by all the Vikings and BCs.
Yeah, and I think the air superiority now goes to BenBotBC.
Definitely.
Similar Viking count, plus he's got the Yamatos and BCs to assist.
Yeah.
There's like few Marines, but like they're unupgraded, so I don't think that's going to help much. Even has vision with a Raven, so these Banshees are taking some hits.
So the Banshees are bugging out of there. But yeah, there's enough Vikings now for BenBotBC that should be able to handle this.
Yeah. Nice auto turret usage out of DominionDog though. It has been zoning out the BenBot's air units a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have seen this issue out of DominionDog. When he falls behind, he starts to kind of like rally his units to their death rather than pooling up, trying to get a solid army again. He does have a lot of expansions, I'll give him that much.
Yeah, so it's going to be in it for a while yet. But BenBotBC does
absolutely fine to lose this command center.
Yeah.
Not a big deal at all when you look at the mini-map.
Yeah. DominionDog is fairly well behind in the army supply at the moment, but it's going to be a worry.
Yeah, and he's losing a lot of banshees, and they're not cheap units either. Pretty strong units in the bot meta just because of their speed and ability to kite. Works really well with bot micro.
Yeah.
But yeah, sitting on top of a Raven and Vikings when there's no ground targets is probably not where you want to be with those things.
No, you want to be around the back blowing up mineral lines, generally speaking.
Immediately takes that command center again as soon as BenBot moves away.
He needs to focus on army because he is a long way behind in army supply. But the Thor's coming in is going to do some real nice damage.
Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with DominionDog's Thors against my Mass Raven play, so they're even better against battlecruisers.
Yeah.
With their bonus to, what is it, massive units or whatever?
Yeah. Bonus to massive,
especially as he's lost air control, the Thors are a nice way to compensate for that.
Yeah.
Although the Thor's not joining the fight, which is a problem.
No. The battlecruisers are just over here taking out another base. Oh, the Thor is getting some real damage down on that battlecruiser. Not really taking a lot of damage itself.
Yeah. Like two-shotting a Viking.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
I'm wondering if this Thor is just going to take out the entire army itself. Oh,
well, he's going to eat a Yamato, and that is a big deal. Yeah.
There we go. Immediately I say that, I have to jinx it.
Takes like a Yamato and a half to kill a Thor, but
luckily
like one BC versus one Thor, even with Yamato, the BC will lose.
Yeah.
So Thors are just that good, even with Yamato in the picture. It would be nice if he got up to like 3 or 4 Thors, though. I know he's building them one at a time.
Looks like we're getting a bit of a longer game here, though. That Thor might go down. There we go.
Yeah. It's too spread out, this DominionDog. He doesn't have a lot of production, and he's not pulling it together. And unfortunately, every time he does encounter BenBot, there's just more and more BCs, so...
Yeah. BenBot has been maxed out on supply for a fair while now, so... and stocking up, look at his bank. 4.5, 5,000 in the bank. Minerals, and 2,500. DominionDog doesn't have a bank at all.
Yeah, I mean, the unit's loss is probably pretty insane in favor of BenBot to BC.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, about 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Slightly over 3 to 1, especially the gas. Gas is like 5 to 1.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
I mean, it can turn around. If DominionDog is able to max out and actually put this army together, his composition will work pretty well against what BenBot has. And he has the income to put an army together. But all these orbitals he's had all over the map. It's just BenBot's keeping the pressure on, and that's forcing DominionDog to just attack one unit at a time, which is not great.
Yeah.
Yamato's going down. Every time Yamato's, that's a dead Raven, dead Cyclone, dead Viking.
Yeah, it's all free damage really once you've got those BCs set up. Well, I wouldn't really say free damage because you already paid for the battlecruiser, but once that's in.
And a lot of SCVs getting killed off here. I don't know where they're coming from or going to. Maybe
just
trying to
going for
repair
it,
the planetary in the bottom left or something, or orbital. But they all decided to head south at the same time over like 4 battlecruisers.
It's like, welcome to Suicide Alley.
Oh my gosh, this is so many SCV kills.
Oh, yeah.
Has this been like a non-stop stream of them?
114 down already in this game. So. I hope they've got good
Well,
Union
luckily,
protections.
there's only 1 BC left there. 0
Yeah.
BCs left there, so...
Yeah.
But isn't that base below getting attacked as well? So aren't they all still going to their death when they arrive?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to repair command centers that are under damage, and that's probably not the best decision making when you can't defend them.
Yeah. And down to 47 workers.
I mean, he has been building them 6 at a time.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been able to build anything else, but he can rebuild all these SCVs he's been losing.
Yeah. Down on not
Unfortunately,
much.
he needs to build other things though, because again, his biggest struggle is not having the army size.
His army is down to 16 army supply.
Yeah. And the mini map is flipped from what it once was. Now it's BenBot who owns all the maps, all the bases on the map.
Yep.
And has them set up in a fortified manner. You know, missile turrets, siege tanks, planetaries.
Yeah. So it's not this big army coming across here. Hopefully, I think he's just going to send this army across, and it should be the end of the game. If you can just march in with this army.
Yeah, but it's also BenBot, so
yeah,
you never know. He might decide to take a 15-minute lunch break, then come back and win the game.
I did mention Union protections,
Which
right?
is obviously the more baller way of winning the game, anyways.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's any going to be a break here for DominionDog.
No. Attack with tanks.
Yep.
I wonder if it's just because he maxed out. So when he maxes out, he might take all the defensive tanks and put them on the offense.
Wait,
or something along
did
those
he
lines.
just port all his BCs back into the same position?
Yeah, but I think some other BCs joined as well.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
Some of them just stepped forward, some of them stepped from the home base.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary, I will give you that.
But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little flex.
It's at the point now where BenBot is rejuvenating Yamato cannons faster than DominionDog's making units.
Yeah.
Like he can literally Yamato everything that's being produced out of those starports and factories.
So BenBotBC going to run around to this area here. Stack on another orbital. And this one's going to get taken down as well.
I think we could safely speed up at this point. We got some distance mining left for.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's BenBot's sitting with 30k in the bank.
That's
which is insane because he actually hasn't taken too many bases. Like he has about 7 bases and he still has 30k in the bank.
He's been maxed out for about 5-6 minutes now.
Yeah. Just insane efficiency to go along with a decent amount of mining. Can he find the last base?
There we go, it's over here. There we go. Nice work, BenBotBC. Alright.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Of course, that all happened because DominionDog kind of fell behind at one point. If he doesn't fall behind, then DominionDog actually does really well with his army.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, let's take a look at game 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
Share the screen.
On Ephemeron.
I do love this map, actually. One of my favorites. Right, let's shut the cameras off. Just save my graphics card briefly. I will hopefully check it out.
Right. Okay, so spawning down in the bottom right, we do have the Red Terran BenBotBC up 1-0. And his opponent in the top left is DominionDog. I feel like I said left for both of them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
left, right, same thing, right? And again, the very straight line between the two bases. Almost. And again, BenBotBC with a very, very forward barracks.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too much trouble for DominionDog. Was able to break out quite cleanly.
Yeah.
He was just behind economically, I think, afterwards, which is the problem.
That was a good response with getting the tank out, though, and just blowing it up from afar. And it's not really a fully committed attack there from BenBotBC, so you can just go with a tank and a couple of extra marines in front and blow it up quite easily.
Yeah, it all depends on the bunker placement too. Sometimes the bunker is able to be hit from the high ground, depending on where he puts it. Looks like he's going to once again wait for that marine to assist.
Yep. Popping out now.
Which is probably not the best way to do it. You probably want to build the bunker right away. But maybe it's the best way against bots.
Yeah.
Maybe bots are really good at preventing it with like worker pull, but if you have one marine, the worker pull doesn't work.
Yeah, that's going to be on vision though, right? Yeah, that's going to be on vision.
Of the SCV.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
So depending on the luck, if like the SCV is always in the top right corner, then you'll never see it with the SCV either.
Yeah, again, chips off the damage.
Actually had enough. Yeah, he could have killed the marine.
Yeah.
Come back the second time, you can finish it off, obviously, but though by that point the bunker's already done, so
yeah,
that's an option. One marine will walk up the ramps, get an eye there. I would assume that means DominionDog's marine gets the first shot off.
Yeah. So there we go, one down. And,
the path that Reaper takes to attack and retreat, I think it's actually going to end up dying to the bunker.
Maybe.
I think the next time it moves out, it's dead.
Yeah, if you've got 3 in there, you
Oh no, it's coming this way. That's fine.
Yeah.
But he was exiting on the right and then retreating around on the left, which meant he was staying in range of the bunker for a long time.
Yeah. So,
but now he's coming on the left, so retreating on the left, which is fine.
Yeah, factory's out.
Okay, so same response as last game. We do have that siege tank on the way. And an expansion going down for BenBot.
Yep.
Trying to push this slight advantage he has.
Interestingly enough. Oh no, I thought BenBot was building a command center, but he's not, so that's good. I'm just waiting for that tank to pop out and going down. Nicely positioned again.
Yeah, and unless these marines push each other in range of the bunker.
Oh, poor guy.
Right there.
Yeah. That one marine, the one marine that was on low health. Yeah.
It's actually the second tank's arriving a little bit quicker than last time.
I don't know. But yeah, it looks like it's going to take out this army. Tank returning home, and the Liberator's going to come across.
So that's time the Liberator left and then came back. Yeah, he's going to do the same thing here.
Well, doesn't quite get the tank. Oh, just out of range.
I was thinking that the circle was brilliant because it like covered his retreat as well.
Yeah.
But you do have to get 3 shots on the tank.
Yeah.
Okay, so double command center going down once again for DominionDog as he is floating some minerals, having been kind of cramped into his main base there.
Yep.
And once again, DominionDog comes out about at least a half face ahead.
Yeah.
As he's about halfway saturated on his natural.
Yeah, looking good.
Pairing up that siege
BenBotBC.
tank. And floating the barracks zone. He could leave the barracks there to block that position, I guess, but...
Yeah, I guess it would just get taken out soon enough. I mean, it's only, what, 150 minerals, so shouldn't too much.
Alright, so what's going on? BenBot's getting blue flame for his Hellions. That can be handy against some Marines, I guess.
I guess that's what he's seeing, but...
much earlier starport out of DominionDog, so he will have the air control on his first attack, that's for sure.
I'm not sure Blue Flame is going to do a lot, because DominionDog isn't really known for pushing the bio army.
But... No, I mean, he'll make one Marine at a time from his one racks. So, like, last game he had a smattering of Marines at all times.
Yeah.
And I think with +1 and Blue Flame, you can 2-shot Marines instead of 3 shots.
That's good.
Marines are 45 health.
Yeah.
So you need
You need 2-shot.
You need +2 or +3 attack, something like that. Yeah, I guess it doesn't do much against Marines. It does nothing against Marines in combat, so I'm pretty sure we won't be seeing combat sheet up for the DominionDog here. Third base on the way for DominionDog. Still should be up on worker count, I assume. Yeah, 52 to 38.
Yeah, but quite a way.
Don't let the base count fool you. Yeah.
And the income advantage is still pretty significant, especially on gas. Hellion gets a few shots off before deciding it's the best idea to get the hell out of there.
Okay, what else is going on? Looks like a similar idea to last game. We do have both Banshee upgrades coming for DominionDog.
Yeah.
My bot has a lot of success with Banshees against BenBots, so I could see it working for DominionDog as well. Just don't sit on top of Ravens and Vikings.
No.
Cloak can only do so much.
Unfortunately so. Especially if you have vision on that. Banshees do not have...
first.
Yeah, Banshees don't have infinite energy, I'm afraid. Even though a lot of Terrans wish they did.
So the problem with DominionDog's command centers is that they always want to stay active. So if they have less than 150 minerals, they'll always build an SCV. They never actually wait to get 150 to build an orbital. So sometimes his command centers will sit for minutes on end without turning into an orbital.
Yeah.
Which kind of hurts, because Terran does not have a strong economy. They rely on those mules.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big push coming out. Let's see which base he heads towards. If he heads towards the natural, it'll be great, but if he goes towards the third, I could see him having some success.
Yep. So up and going towards the middle of it.
Yeah, well, actually sieging after range of the Liberator is not great.
Yeah. That's not good.
Here. Yeah, unfortunately with these bunkers and siege tank.
Completely crushed there by BenBotBC.
Yeah, I was hoping for DominionDog's sake he would actually push the third base, but yeah, just a different layout to this map.
Yeah.
Doesn't really pass by the third on the way to the natural. That natural choke point is always heavily fortified for BenBot.
Yeah, just look at the resources lost as well. That's pretty much in BenBot's favour, as it was last game.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of starports though for DominionDog. We got a lot of Banshees and Vikings on the way. As long as he holds air control, the Banshees will be doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
But is he going to be going into that choke point again? Which is like there's vulnerable expansions on both sides. Just don't go into that choke point.
Some nice damage there from the Vikings on BenBotBC.
Yeah. Okay, this couldn't be going any worse for DominionDog.
Not going well.
I think any semblance of a tech advantage or an army lead advantage is completely gone now.
Yeah.
And BenBot, Very rarely going on the offense.
Yeah. Mostly,
Enough Viking support.
definitely, yeah. Nice little bit of damage there by BenBot for porting the BC back home to repair.
Yeah, I mean, Vikings were able to shoot away, so DominionDog is still, you know, despite losing 2 armies, he's still doing okay in terms of his Sky Terran.
Yeah.
BenBot is keeping tabs on that, though, and he's upping his own Viking count. You don't have to have as many Vikings, as long as you have, like, BCs taking some damage at the same time. And obviously the motto is, like, -1 Vikings.
Yeah. -1 every time.
Okay, attacking a less defended base. So there's a lot of missile turrets here, but he has a ton of Banshees. He should be able to crush right through those turrets before they get repaired. Although with the Widow Mine, boom.
Ooh,
That's a little
nasty,
painful.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Viking battle going on in the south. I think BenBot has the advantage there, which means these Banshees are not going to be able to finish off the space.
They'll still do a fair amount of damage. They're running out of energy now, though, I think, which is bad news for the Banshees. So they're all going to get taken down.
There's also a Raven directly on top of them.
Yeah. Didn't see that one.
Yeah, he got all the missile turrets, and he killed off a good amount of SCVs, but I think he's not going to be able to return anytime soon, so that'll probably get refortified.
Yeah, that was not a good fight for DominionDog, unfortunately.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I mean, the Banshees did well. The Vikings are outnumbered.
Yeah.
And we do have 3 more bases going up for DominionDog, so trying to push from 4 base to 7.
Using your tactic against BenBot. Nope.
Yeah, and actually preventing BenBot from taking his 7th base. I think it was a Raven down there or something. It looks like something sped out an auto turret. It's my guess on the map. Not enough Banshees this time to get through the missile turrets. No, so he's going to lose 1. Does have a lot of Vikings this time, though. Both sides have a lot of Vikings. Those Marines on the ground are actually a big deal.
Yeah.
Although the Banshee cleans them up.
Yeah, it does look like BenBotBC will be able to clean this up, though. As the battlecruiser comes in.
Yeah, close hold, but a hold is a hold, so...
Yep. Neither of these battlecruisers have Yamato at the moment.
Yeah, so they'll trade some damage.
Yeah. Tag Matrix. We're in the Matrix, guys.
And Banshee took the red pill.
Yeah. I think just BenBotBC being so efficient with these trades as well. Like,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much
getting
double.
to that trickle point
Yeah.
for DominionDog. He's like coming in 1 Viking at a time.
Yeah.
See, the problem is when he's behind an army and the BenBot's attacking, then he doesn't build up an army. He's I'm under attack. I need to defend.
Yeah.
And you'll just like, well, I guess my bot probably able to do that too. Prioritize defense even when you don't have enough units to defend with.
Down here, nice little dance here between DominionDog and BenBotBC's battlecruisers. They seem to be terrified of this this poor Raven here. Yeah.
Distracting 2 BCs is a big deal because there's a big fight going on the top, and the 2 BCs are not there.
Yeah. Talking about being
Or
distracted
joining
by
in.
2 BCs.
Yeah. So I think the air battle is won by
Yeah.
DominionDog. It's probably about an even trade, would be my guess. No progress made in taking out that base, however.
Raven,
And yeah, the BCs are up to 5.
200 supply.
And not to mention the upgrades. Both bots really prioritizing the air upgrades.
Yeah.
DominionDog doing a Sky Terran upgrade, but actually being behind in upgrades compared to BenBot.
Yeah.
And even BenBot's Marines are getting fully upgraded. 3-3 on the way.
Yeah.
Close by him.
BenBots just get all the upgrades, you know. And more Vikings come in.
Yeah, huge army supply lead now.
Yeah.
116 to 67. A lot of Yamato's going off. They should be able to 2-tap these Thors down.
I think the Yamato just got used on a Marine. I don't know, I didn't see that.
And it was trying to shoot a Thor that died.
Ah, okay.
But it cancelled itself because the Thor died to something else. So the Yamato's still available. It's still off cooldown.
Yeah. So it looks like this base will go down unless BenBot can save it. But there's more
Vikings arriving.
Yeah, there's more Vikings coming in from the south, so that will be a problem. Yeah, just nothing getting killed off here for BenBotBC.
Yeah, double the army supply now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you're going Sky Terran, you don't have like both players are going Sky Terran basically. So whoever loses the air dominance is just in a world of hurt. And in this case, it's going to be DominionDog.
Yeah. All right.
I remember MicroMachine and my bot used to fight so hard for air supremacy, we'd almost end up with nothing else besides Vikings.
Yeah, just an army full of
We're
Vikings.
both trying to go tank Viking, but we want to win the Viking war.
Yeah.
So we end up with like 75 Vikings and 1 tank, or something stupid along those lines.
Yeah, and then you've got a bunch of Marines just walk in and take out the tank, and then yeah. So yeah, DominionDog, unfortunately, it looks like we'll be eliminated from this tournament. And BenBotBC staying alive.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Yeah.
I mean, much like last game, if BenBot pulls back, like gives him time to breathe, he does have still have the economy to build a big army.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe after these 2 BCs get pushed away, you know, even if he just like gets like 3 minutes to build up an army, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because he got plenty of economy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the BCs are just always attacking somewhere.
1 hit point on that Thor when it gets Yamato'd, so I guess that could be called a small win for DominionDog. Wasted a bunch of damage.
Yeah. I mean, he's building 6 Vikings at a time.
Yeah.
7 at a time, I should say. He can't afford any more than 7 at a time because his minerals is staying at 0. He's got plenty of gas.
Yeah.
But it's
BenBotBC.
just so like.
Yeah.
Yeah, BenBotBC is counting the Vikings though. He knows how many he needs as well. So
Well,
for every Viking that the DominionDog's making, BenBot's making one as well.
No, the BenBot can't make anything. He's been maxed out for like 10 minutes now. It's very rare that, yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
like even if
couple of
DominionDog
Vikings.
gets back into this game, he has to deal with the fact that BenBot's just been killing it for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like 15,000 in the bank, fully maxed out, you know.
Yeah.
He does only have 6 bases. He doesn't have his side of the map yet. So
Yeah,
look at all his
but-
VCs.
To be fair, he doesn't need any more bases right now.
That's one thing you can do though when you're rich though, is just take all the bases.
Yeah.
It's a good backup plan in case things start going downhill for you.
Yeah. It looks like Balco is just getting distracted by the Marines and SCVs, so not actually
I
taking.
really wish DominionDog would stop making Marines.
Yeah.
That 150 minerals a minute or whatever he's spending on the barracks is completely worthless, and then since he has so much gas, that could have been like more Vikings.
Small attack over here on the top right.
Yeah, I don't think BenBot's going to let off the gas.
No.
So I think this is just going to be a continued slaughter from BenBot. Unfortunately for DominionDog. And it's also getting to the point now where DominionDog's economy isn't that hot. He's lost, well, I guess just the 1 base so far.
Yeah,
Just the forward one, yeah.
he's still got a bunch of bases there. But yeah, I think you're right. If you look at the losses tab, nearly 3-to-1-ish. And I think this base might not be long for this world.
It's so many BCs too, man. Like
Yeah.
every single time a mech unit shows up, it's this Yamato down. It's so deadly.
All right. I think I'm going to call it here, unless it's any
Yeah,
objections.
let's speed this one up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's safe to say there's no comeback happening. A bunch of BCs actually teleported onto his newest mining base too, so rip.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats to BenBot. The comeback dream is alive still. DominionDog,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
0-2 to 2-2.
Yep. DominionDog, unfortunately, will be eliminated from the tournament, and we will see him again in the next one, hopefully. So yeah, that was a fun one. All right, I think
Yeah, just a rough start for DominionDog, and then
yeah,
I guess you can't fall behind BenBotBC. Once you're behind, you stay there.
yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely, it's a problem. All right, we will need to rush through this one, the next one.
if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Let me see if you're. Wait.
Oh, can you hear me now? That's better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, okay, good. All right, next up we'll have your bot up against 12 pool bot. Let's have a quick look at the quick statistics here. One sec. So yeah, 12 pool bot made by Phantom, seeded 14, 0-1 against Caninana and Cena, and got the win against Theo. No longer does 12 pools.
Yeah, which is a little scary because he only does 12 pulls on ladder, and my bot loves using data to like decide which builds to use. So it's going to use the data versus a 12 pull and end up facing a roach rush. So we'll have to see how that turns out.
Yeah, and of course your bot is seeded 10th, quite low seeding, but you did only place the bot on the ladder quite late, so yeah. But
yeah, even in a perfect scenario, I don't think I'll rank. Like, I'm not a top 3 bot anymore. I'll probably like even out around number 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
With everything, with my bot trying to use all the best builds.
All right, well, let's have a look at the game. One sec. I'll share my screen. If I can, should turn the cameras off as well, because things are about to blow up. Apologies for that. Right. We are go.
Okay, spawning in the top left-hand side of the map, it is going to be 12 pool bot as the red Zerg, and the blue Terran spawning in the bottom right, it is Ketroc.
So there's no chat on these bots to tell you what the statistics are. So unlike some of the other bots.
Yeah. I think I might turn that off in tournaments. I can't remember.
Ah, okay.
Just so it's not like spoiler. But I think my bot did say mass mine opener is what it's going to go for.
Yeah. Well, that might be good if you can get defensive mines up early, but it's unlikely to be a 12.
It doesn't seem great versus roaches or or lings actually. So I'm not sure why my bot would be choosing this. Maybe it would still work somehow. I don't know why. Maybe Topo bot's afraid of widow mines. Doesn't want to detonate them.
I don't think 12 pool bot's afraid of much, to be honest, but we'll see.
Well, he does have the ability to like decide when his army isn't big enough and he stays back.
Yeah.
The biggest flaw though is he doesn't stay back far enough, and he just bleeds lings non-stop, staying like 6 range away instead of being a full 10 range away or something like that.
Yeah.
So you must actually still, you know, count how much army the opponent has and make decisions on when to attack based on his army size and the opponent's army size.
Yeah, by the fact he qualified for this tournament using that strategy, suggests that it's not just a mindless throw your lings into the fire kind of strategy. There is more to it than that.
It definitely could be.
Yeah, it could be, but
you typically with all-ins, you actually do want to be fully committed.
yeah.
Like adding things like I'm going to transition and expand, that's usually a bad choice because you're so committed, you might as well just like stay committed almost. Yeah.
So I've got a couple of lings here already, but you are seeing a roach, a few roaches coming
Yeah, so
out.
this is going to be the roach rush.
Yeah.
Is this like bro roach play or just roach play? I don't know.
Don't know. I'm not seeing burrow being researched, so
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of trouble. This is 2 marines against 7 roaches, like 3 roaches, 5 on the way.
yeah.
And are they heading already? They're already heading out.
Yeah, so on the way over.
Widow mines have started building.
Well, maybe that might be.
I actually don't know how it works with cloaked widow mines anymore. I don't know what patch we're on. I don't remember what it's like in the real game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need drilling claws for the widow mines to stay
I think you do, yeah.
invisible, or just have an armory to have them stay invisible.
Oh, no, on this one you just need the armory. But that's a nice positioning on the widow mine. Takes out two of the zerglings.
And with the armory incomplete, he decides to run away,
Yeah.
which is a good choice.
Nice little repair there.
Army's about to be done. Widow mine's only coming out 1 at a time at the moment, though.
Yeah. This barracks is probably going to go down. Bunker, sorry, not barracks. One roach will get destroyed.
Yeah, this looks good for
Yeah.
NegativeZero here.
Or 12 pull bot, not NegativeZero. Oh, nicely done by that Zergling to just run directly into the worker line with that widow mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so armory, I think my bot thinks the armory keeps the widow mines burrowed, but it doesn't.
No.
As soon as they fire, they die. So the armory is not doing anything
Yeah.
to help with the lack of detection. Yeah, so they're saying burrow, they're not running away because they think it's safe.
Yeah.
And I think is that actually the way this patch is supposed to be?
I
Maybe it's a bug in the map. Who knows?
possibly.
Because we're 1 patch behind, right?
Yeah, we're 1 patch behind, so it should be invisible.
Maybe this was 2 patches ago where they changed it.
Don't
Whatever
know.
it is, I didn't change my bot. So
Yeah.
I gotta change the logic of my bot for this build.
Oh,
It would have been a tough hold anyways, even if that armory was keeping them.
yeah.
Like even with, say I still had 5 Widow Mines alive right now, I don't know if that would be enough to deal with all this incoming damage.
Yeah. It is a nice little win there for 12 full bot. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, keeping us on schedule there, 12 full bots, as usual.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. I'll get the second game up. Hopefully you stand more of a chance in this one. That was a sick roach play though. And yeah, if your bot was using any original data, then it probably got found out.
Yeah, the data's gonna be a problem. I know the one thing my bot doesn't do though is he doesn't use the same build after he loses with it. So at minimum we're going to see something different.
BC rush this time. So
yeah, okay, my bot's I'm dead.
Oh dear.
I'm pretty sure this is like a very, very risky opener because I was trying to make it work versus Eris and I was just trying to gimmick out any advantage I could get.
Oh.
It might even be like command center first.
Yeah. I think it is. You seem like you're saving up a bit of money there.
Although it does look like I'm balling off the low ground. That might be helpful.
Yeah. That would be. Rolling it off with what?
Yeah, in fact, I think we even saw in this tournament where Or I bought one for this build and just died instantly. I think maybe against -0 or something. Or maybe that was on...
Oh.
That might have been a video on Laughing Games channel.
Yeah, I don't think
-0.
you played -0 this tournament, no.
But we have seen this build die very quickly to a rush, and that rush was probably not going to be as powerful as this 12 pool bot rush is.
So yeah,
I mean, the biggest problem is that I'm teching to battle cruisers, and like, even if I get up the wall and a bunker, I still have to wait forever just to get like a single BC out.
Yeah.
And I don't suspect my bot's going to survive that long.
Right. So the roach warrant is on the way. A couple of zerglings coming over now. Probably to take a look.
And even that could be a little bit of trouble. Barracks is only completing at this moment in time.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is too is my bot hadn't collected much data at all prior to this tournament because I just put it on the ladder beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this would lose to a 12 pool easily as well.
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
It would be like 8 lings against 0 marines right now.
Yeah, it would be. It would be quite deadly. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
So I'm not sure why my bot thought this is a good idea. Maybe it's trying to collect the data right now. It's like I don't have enough data yet. Let me just start playing all of my different builds.
Maybe all the other builds have lost, and this is the last one it's trying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, I don't think the Overlord is hidden. Is that what's getting killed?
No,
right now?
no, it's the rocks.
Oh, it's rocks. Okay.
Yeah, yes. It's basically just attacking rocks.
Anyways, roaches are on the way. Battle cruiser is about 4 minutes away, probably.
Yeah. This doesn't look good.
Complete.
I don't think that bunker is long for this world after those roaches show up.
It is going up to 4 marines instead of 2.
Yeah.
So that's a slight advantage over last game. And even though I went CC first, I do have the...
Yeah.
I do have it up in time. Let's see if we can get some SCV repair in there.
Yeah.
So the SCVs are not in time.
No.
Yeah. If it held for a while and then started killing off some roaches, I think the bunker is probably the only hope. 4 marines in a bunker with a good repair can probably hold that many roaches if they get there quickly.
Yeah. Definitely. But it doesn't.
Fusion core is 1/3 of the way done.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see a battle cruiser in this game.
Specifically with this build, I did want to teach my bot to, fly the orbital away.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed there's games where I get the BCs out and it turns into a base trade, and then I just get eliminated because all my structures are dead. And I'm like,
yeah.
If I just float the orbital, I think the 1 BC can often win the entire game.
I don't think it's going to get a chance to, though.
Nah, there's not even the money to build BCs. No. There's enough gas, but there's not enough minerals. Okay. Unless they get highly distracted by these, they're wasting minerals on marines.
Yeah.
I guess the marine production is like an emergency situation, where it's like I'm about to die, then we just build whatever I can.
Alright.
So yeah, no money for the battle cruisers. Oh, one started.
Oh. Not going to get a chance to finish.
And it's not going to finish.
No. Oh, so it is. With very sad regret, we say goodbye to your bot from this tournament. It had a okay run, but
yeah, had a cool game against BenBot. I'll take that as the highlight of the tournament.
But unfortunately, with the 1-3 record, it won't be progressing to our quarterfinals. 12 full bot is still alive. We'll have to win one more to progress.
Oh, look at all those roaches though in the north. Taking out those rocks really helped.
Oh shit! Yeah, bloody yeah. Wow.
Or lings, I guess they are.
They're all lings, yeah.
Oh man, now I really wish that bunker held. Maybe it's gonna be this dumb afterwards.
That would have been fun. Oh,
never mind, they found their way.
Yeah, they found their way through. All right. So, yeah, 12th bot will progress into our final round of the tournament. And next up, we will have another 2-and-1 fight, and it will be, let me just check, it will be Caninana and Zozo. So,
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
yeah. Let's just have a look at the stats. Caninana seeded 5th. Lost out to ThomTest in the first round, but's come back strong against 12 full-bot and MicroMachine. So, always a fun bot to watch. But,
Yeah, he's one of those bots that can definitely win it all.
Yeah.
He's strong across the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zozo's another bot that can win it all because he can cheese you in many ways.
Oh yeah. Zozo by Sam Olgon, another staple of our tournaments. Taking out Sharkbot and DominionDog on the way here before losing out to Xena in the qualification match. But still good chance of progressing in this game. All right.
Yeah.
Let's just...
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's hop right into this one.
Yeah, let's have a look at game number 1. Share my screen.
Wonder if we'll get the gateway flower out of Zozo again.
What's that? Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong screen to share. There we go. All right. Let's go.
Do you want to, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so spawning in the top left, we have the red Zerg Caninana up against the Cheese Master himself. It is the blue Protoss Zozo.
Yeah.
So this gives me flashbacks to week 1 where, what was it, ThomTest went against Caninana and like blew through him with some high aggression at the start of the game. We got to see in this like Caninana's like kind of cool response to aggression, which unfortunately didn't work out for him, but he's going to need another good response here against Zozo.
Yeah, we are going to see some solid aggression from Zozo. We always do. Never afraid to bring the pain. And, pick the right race for it as well. Protoss always known for a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, building his gateways right in the face of Zozo, right in the face of Caninana, which is actually not going to get spotted as the Overlord decides to keep a spotter on the hatchery itself. Also, once the 4th factory goes, the 4th gateway goes down, there's nothing you can do about that pylon anyways. It's fully protected. So pulling, like, it's almost might be a blessing not to see it, because if you pull a bunch of drones against something like this, that's not a good response at all. It's better to keep your drones mining so you can actually build Zerglings or whatnot. Yeah, still no vision. 2 Zerglings are on the way. Those will probably be the ones that actually spot the mass gateways.
But Zozo does see the probes going home as well, so I don't know if that's going to give him a clue there as to what this might be.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. It's going to be 2 Lings against like 3 Zealots. Okay, there he goes.
There we go.
Now he knows.
The Zealots are going to pop out in time. One of those Zerglings is just still running across the map. Probably didn't like...
He just cancel the hatchery. Which, honestly, at that point, I think it might have been better just to let it finish, because of distraction.
Yeah.
He has a Broodlings from it. He's throwing down a bunch of spines.
I think the spines in the top will finish. So...
Yeah, one of them might.
Yeah.
The Queen goes down, though.
That's not good.
These are getting cancelled almost instantaneously.
Is that going to finish? Yeah, yep.
The Lings on the way. Get one Zealot, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does get one. But these zealots are not stopping. Here comes
No.
2 more to reinforce.
2 more coming in, and another workers going down. Oh wow. This is going to finish quickly.
Yeah, no more mining.
GG.
Yeah, Zozo got him.
Well played, Zozo. Alright, let's get straight into game number 2. Zozo is not paid by the hour, guys. Sorry. Share the screen. There we go.
It also looked like Caninana didn't respect the gateways either. He was it wasn't until he saw the first zealot that he switched up his whole strategy and started building spines. I thought when he saw 4 gateways he would have been able to do that, or just proxy anything.
Yeah. Alright, let's go with game 2.
Okay, so spawning down in the bottom right, we have Caninana down 0-1 in the series. And the top left, we have the blue Protoss. It is Zozo.
Yeah, I wonder if Caninana had a different response, because previously against ThomTest it was all best of ones, so we didn't get to see any adaptation from the bots, so I don't know if there is any coming in.
Yeah, I don't know if Caninana actually even looks at like player tags and makes decisions based on that. I think he tries to play it like super legit. It's all about scouting what he sees in the actual game.
Yeah.
Which is nice, that way you won't get tricked by your opponents switching strategies, but actually, where is Zozo going with this guy? Is he going to try to build it in the main base?
Oh no.
Okay, that's well, you can't even surround that pylon. Is this a cannon rush?
Oh my god. This is crazy. Is any of those going to get up? I don't think so, right?
No, there's no forge either.
No.
That's his first pylon.
Yeah. So
this is so weird. I guess he just built the extra pylons in response to the first pylon getting attacked.
But they're not taking out the pylons. That's going to get up. So the gateway does go down. But
Building another pylon. Okay.
So this is very sketchy, but I think it's going to work. I think that gateway is going to finish.
It will.
Or maybe not.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if the Zealot will finish if it does.
Yeah. Well,
like, there's almost no mining going on for Caninana, which is
Yeah.
nice for Zozo. But the problem is Zozo can't spend his own money because he has no production. Because all his production's here. Here's the thing, though. If he cancels this and just transitions, Zozo's going to be so far ahead. And Zozo does have like a 1-base follow-up.
Oh, wait. More gateways coming down. This is really bad news for Caninana now.
Yeah, Caninana needs to stop attacking these gateways. He needs to go back to mining right now.
Yeah.
He can still build more Zerglings and Spines than these gateways can handle, but he needs money.
Yeah.
He can't be mining with just 2 drones.
And first Zealot on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, Caninana's dead.
Yeah.
There's going to be at least 2 gateways, and there's going to be infinite minerals to spend because they're so late.
Yeah. So
1 spine going up, but there's already a Zealot, so
yeah.
that's not going to do anything.
It's not going to finish.
Does try to go Roachworn,
Zerglings.
which is obviously not something you can get to.
Yeah. A couple of Zerglings out already, but I don't think that spine's going to finish.
It is really tricky when you try to go for like 2 responses at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like you can go for Spines and Lings, or you can go for Roaches, but if you try to go for both, it's like that usually doesn't work out well.
No.
Usually either the Roaches are overkill and you've already defended anyways, or Roaches are just money that could have been more Spines and Lings.
Yeah.
Like the Roachworn. Yeah, there's just so many zealots now.
Oh, yeah, it's and the drones are going to start going down. All right. Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
And Zozo will go on to our quarterfinals. Caninana will have another opportunity in our final elimination games. And alright, so I think the last game of the day. So actually, yeah, it's going to be, get this up, it will be MicroMachine, our long-time champion. Hasn't been updated for a while, but still doing really well. Seeded 4th for this tournament, but is in an elimination game, and he'll be facing a ThomTest, our amazing Protoss new bot. So should be a fun one, this one.
Yeah, I'm already drawing a blank on ThomTest previous games. I'm trying to picture how this one will go, but that's okay. It'll be a surprise.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't too much of a surprise run, really, and lost to NegativeZero, beating up Theo and taking a defeat up against Sharpened Edge. But let's see how it faces against the might of MicroMachine. Let's share my screen.
Yeah, MicroMachine has got to be a really tough test for bots that are kind of new to the ladder.
Yeah.
He really doesn't have any weaknesses. He's not perfect at everything, but there's nothing he does poorly.
All right, let's get going.
Yeah, so we do have an early unit out of actually MicroMachine. So I think someone's about to get proxied. And yeah, ThomTest is the red Protoss spying in the top left, and yeah, MicroMachine blah 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 bottom right.
Yeah.
let's look
let's
at the proxy.
let's get to this proxy here. MicroMachine, sorry, rushing through.
So
the
it could
games.
be his Marauder rush.
Yeah.
But he also has a really cool Cyclone rush where he uses he uses the barracks to build the tech lab, so you can build cyclones. Although depending on what patch you're on, that may or may not be necessary.
Yeah.
And then he floats off the barracks to be a spotter for when you lock on with the cyclones.
There is a scout that entirely misses the barracks.
Yeah.
But if he gets over to the other side and sees something missing, maybe he can work it out from that. But yeah. It's
So
always
looks like it is going to be the Cyclone Rush, I think. Once we get updated to the most recent balance patch, it'll actually be good for MicroMachine. Because in the most recent balance patch, the Cyclones were reverted back to what they originally were.
Yeah.
It's going to be Proxy Reaper.
It's always the worst feeling in the world as a Protoss when you're scouting a Terran and you get to the other side of the map and there's nothing there. It's like, oh no. What am I getting hit with? So expansion out of ThomTest. Probably not what he wants to go with right now.
Yeah, it's tough to hold off early Cyclones unless you have a shield battery or a ramp. You gotta deny their vision, or you gotta, repair with Stalkers.
Yeah.
Reaper is moving in, and it's not even that much of a response for the Reaper, let alone what's to follow. Remember, this is a proxied Reaper as well, so even the Reaper is going to be really powerful. Every probe kill is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like that focus fire, every time it gets in there, you'll shoot the weak one in there.
Nice little bomb on the Zealot.
Yeah, already cut through the shields. Let's see if he passes by here, if he picks off that probe that's weak. No, sticking to the Zealot.
Yeah, stick to the Zealot. But still, the Stalker coming out should deal with it.
Yeah, you might get the Zealot first, though.
ThomTest needs to just retreat that Zealot. Let him recover. Let the Stalker
I think the
deal with
Stalker's
it.
covering him well enough now that the Reaper doesn't want to get close.
Yeah. Oh, we got it.
So, did he? Oh.
Yeah, he got it.
With the grenade,
So
maybe?
grenade popped the Zealot, yeah.
Oh, nice. Because he was never going to get close enough to shoot again with the
No.
Stalker covering him like that. It had to be the grenade. And grenades do so little damage. Like, he had to have the Stalker do that.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, Cyclone did not get any damage off at all.
Yeah, so the problem is, like, the cooldown has changed, the range has changed, the lock-on range has changed, the leash range has changed, so this old version of MicroMachine may not be that good against, may not be that good with his Cyclones. Let's see, another Cyclone has popped out, though. Let's see if it's able to attack those Stalkers. No, it's going another direction. It's going to try to protect the Reapers. But the Stalker count is up to, what, 4 now? 5? And there's a shield battery at the natural.
Yeah, 4 Stalkers. There is a tank on the way. Tank coming out from MicroMachine, though. So that'll be good against the Stalkers.
Yeah, tank heading home, though. So this is probably it for the proxy. He'll keep building from that proxy location, but I think he's just going to send them home defensively.
Yeah, 5 worker kills for MicroMachine. Not the worst.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was definitely not unsuccessful.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but especially with the Cyclone popping out and doing nothing. But yeah, I'd like to see MicroMachine stay back at this point.
Yeah, definitely. ThomTest does have a bit of a army lead with all those Stalkers.
Yeah, and with the battery there, you're never cutting through them.
No.
Especially with this weak version of the Cyclone. Feels a little unfair that MicroMachine's playing on a different patch of the game than the rest of us.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to upgrade the Cyclone. That upgrade doesn't exist anymore. He built a tech lab to build a Cyclone. You don't need a tech lab anymore.
Yeah, so 1 tank will get taken out.
Yeah, and this could be trouble.
Yeah. So, Stalkers coming across.
Yeah, they got Reaper. No, it doesn't get caught.
But I think this does have the
Nice.
reduced Cyclone range as well, so yeah.
Interestingly, MicroMachine doesn't know where his natural base is either. He got his natural and third mixed up, and that may end up actually being good for him, because now the third's not going to be noticed.
Yeah.
And no vision for the...
Stalkers are getting stuck on it.
Yeah, and that's Siege just wailing from the high ground.
Yeah.
Cyclone to cover, Banshee getting a lot of free kills, and there's a full expansion up for MicroMachine, so economically, this game's pretty close as well.
Yeah, MicroMachine's doing fine.
Yeah, not just fine, great. By killing off that entire army, I think that puts him in a pretty big lead.
Yeah.
Expansion's a little bit later, I'll say, but he's got to have the army supply lead, right?
Yeah, economically, ThomTest is in a good
25 to
position, but not. Oh god, this Banshee. Man, MicroMachine's Banshees are just crazy. Taking out the Mortal.
Yeah. And I think the one thing we haven't seen coded into ThomTest is response to cloak.
Yeah.
It looks like he doesn't know to build observers. So, yeah, these Banshees are just going to have a field day.
So, Blink is on the way, which might help slightly, obviously not with the cloak, but once they uncloak, they will be able to get taken down a bit faster.
Yeah, Stalker's actually afraid to engage the...
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Proxy Factory will go down.
Yeah.
I'm still keeping an eye on the production tab for observers. I think that's going to have to show up if there's going to be any chance for ThomTest. But honestly, this is such a large army supply, and he's coming now.
Yeah.
So
MicroMachine is not going to take any prisoners with this attack.
no, does lose the siege tank, but this third base is under a lot of trouble now.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a choke point up this this ramp here, which is going to be nice for ThomTest.
Unless ThomTest goes running down the ramp.
Oh yeah, of course, but oh, poor Immortal, not living up to his name by a long shot.
Zealots and probes working together.
Yeah, the probes will get involved, but go straight down again.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the third base. Well, MicroMachine's getting his third up. And then, of course, the army supply is, let's see, 37 to 0. Okay, yeah.
I am going to fast forward this, and nice win there by MicroMachine. Oh, as something does fly in front of our camera.
Space Shark.
Yep, there we go. Congratulations.
Yeah, so that map is actually underwater, if you don't know that.
Yeah.
So when units die, they float up instead of falling down.
Yeah, yes, that's why we have the space sharks. Alright, we'll load up with the final game of the evening. Sorry, rushing through these at the moment.
Yeah, so I think ThomTest is going to need to hopefully face a different build and try to get on the offense of those stalkers.
Yeah. Be good.
He defended well against the Reapers.
Yeah.
I mean, well enough.
Yeah.
All right, so spawning on the right-hand side, we have the red Protoss, ThomTest. And these guys are 1 and 2, right?
Yes, so this is an elimination
Okay, so
game.
on the verge of elimination is ThomTest right now. Meanwhile, the tried and true champion for many years, it is the Blue Terran MicroMachine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for ThomTest, it looks like MicroMachine's up to the same shenanigans.
Yeah. This is not going to end well, unfortunately, for ThomTest, unless he can get any detection. I think with detection,
yeah,
he could win this easily.
Yeah, I mean, the proxy is not even the threat. It's just we know this proxy is followed up by Banshees. The Banshees are a gigantic threat.
Yeah. It's
small chance of spawning it this time.
No.
On the way back, probably.
Maybe.
If he makes it back.
There's not much at home for MicroMachine, so there's probably no threat on that probe.
No, it looks like they cross the map the same direction both sides. Yeah, so you won't ever walk by that. Sometimes when you walk one direction across the map, it's a different path than when you walk the other direction. I think map makers even make it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
But this isn't one of those maps. MicroMachine does get the bunker mining trick in the main base, which is a nice small advantage at the start of the game. Although maybe it messes up his timings for the Reaper and Cyclone, who knows. He does have to blow an extra 100 minerals on that at the start of the game.
Possibly. Well worth it though. Well, actually, I said there's no threat on this probe. It's going down. It's gone. I won't subject you to the sound of MicroMachine's bunker mining. So
Reaper does come in and is greeted by just probes actually. So
yeah. So
Reaper getting some more kills this time. Looks like he's already got 1.
Yeah, he's got 1.
Okay, maybe not.
2 now.
Yeah, just the 1.
No, yeah, just the 1.
Some weak probes there. So he has the opportunity to pick up more.
Those 2, and I think we're going to see a stalker out pretty imminently, so should be the end of that.
Yeah, it looks like the Zeld's gonna have a few more hit points this time too, so.
Yeah. Oh, you
actually, it's getting pretty close again. Will it be a grenade death?
Oh, grenade death? No.
No, not enough. Grenade's just a little damage. I think it's less than a single Reaper shot.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta get him super low. But he hasn't left yet.
Nope.
Second Stalker.
The Zealot does have some shields up now, so that's good. As another Reaper comes in.
Yeah, it's confusing the gateway units, so the one Reaper is able to get some more shots on probes. I don't think he actually got a kill, but he's looking for a kill over there.
Yeah. Looks like this time the Cyclone isn't just going to walk straight to its death as well, which is going to be good.
Yeah, I mean the Cyclone thinks it can lock on from 14. It can say leash at 14 range, and it can't. So it runs out of range all the time.
It does take down the Zealot though.
Yeah. Oh, nice micro at one test though. He does pull back the Stalkers when they get locked onto.
Does get distracted by the barracks though, when probably taking out the Reaper would have been the better option.
If you can catch him.
Yep.
This is a MicroMachine Reaper.
It is. MicroMachine's
Try to shoot
Reapers.
the barracks, so you can't micro a barracks away.
Yeah. MicroMachine's Reapers are just built different.
Yeah, and now the factory units are heading home, so
Yeah.
looks like MicroMachine's transitioning. Which is nice, he gets that siege tank home, he's able to put it on that high ground position he loves so much.
Yeah, but wow, this Reaper. 5 kills.
Yeah, and the Stalkers aren't really
And they're
coming
not
back for it.
reacting, yeah. There's no reaction from these Stalkers to this Reaper.
Well, I mean, there
Zealot
is.
now,
There's
yeah.
just 2 reactions. They're trying to run forward and backwards, which is
Yeah.
a problem.
Well, there's no good reaction.
Such a common thing for bots. I wonder
Yeah.
if there's something a little bit more to it than just us being bad programmers.
Oh. Wow, up to 8 kills on that Reaper now. He is a hero.
Because like I feel with my bot, I always prioritize one target and I send my units to one particular target. And that yet you'll always see this in games where they're bouncing back and forth. It's like I want to attack this. No, now I want to attack that. No, now I want
Yeah.
to attack this again.
Every frame it gets a different order. And it looks like this Banshee is going to remain completely unchallenged.
Yeah. And this was a rough start for one test to begin with as well. That Reaper is still not dead.
Yeah.
Wait, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. I mean, there is a Robo.
Yeah.
He's going to attack, which is great, but is this going to be like so much free damage for those Banshees until they run out of energy?
Yeah, it's trying to run those Stalkers across the map, but yeah. Probably just the best thing it's doing is detracting the Banshee.
It's a big army.
Yeah.
But it's just so weak by the time it arrives. And they're heading home
And
now.
they're heading home, yeah.
Siege tank was enough for his say, forget
Yeah.
we're out of here. Banshee's prioritizing killing the Stalkers as well. Which means even when he does run out of energy, it's like Immortals and Zealots, so who cares?
Yeah. And there's still plenty of energy, to be fair, so...
Yeah.
I wonder if that Reaper in the base went down. I think it did. Your battery probably won't do a lot.
You should probably keep it alive until it runs out of energy.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately one test still has test in his name, so
Yeah.
without the observer this is just an unfair match.
Hasn't been the best night for test bots, has it?
No. I mean ThomTest looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He was just unfortunately against the best.
Yeah. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't see one test building anything to observe this. So it might be worth calling it
That's
there.
translated to, it's really late in UK time. Let's get this straight over with.
Yeah, sorry guys.
The only question here is like, will MicroMachine even bring out his army or just win the game with Banshees alone?
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Eventually.
He's still bio army too.
Yeah. Oh, nicely done by MicroMachine there. It will
GG.
get its final opportunity. All right. Well, that was our last game of the evening. We will do the final, the final best of 3 in that round next week. But before then, we will have our draw for the next round. I will show you the numbers that we have. So the draw is, so we have ThomTest will be number 1, Caninana number 2, Sharkbot or Sharpened Edge will be number 3, 12 Toolbots will be number 4, MicroMachine number 5, and BenBotBC number 6. There is some fun bots in there, definitely. So, hold on,
I'm hoping to see Caninana against BenBot or MicroMachine.
Yeah, that would be.
Wouldn't be a proper tournament without seeing Caninana wrecking battlecruisers.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I have bunnies in my tin, and I'll turn off the blur because I think the blur does for it if I do that. Which means you will see my hideously bad bedroom, by the way, because I've had to move all my shit into one room for the week. So I apologize for that. That's all right. I'll be back in my office next week, so you won't do that. All right. So we do have all 6 bunnies in the tin, ready to go. Let's get them all out and check they're all there. So I'll just make absolutely sure I've got the right ones. We have number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do your worst, bunnies, and pull me out. Let's see. It's going to be number 1, and that will be ThomTest. And ThomTest will face up against, what is it? Number 2. Oh, ThomTest Caninana. All right. Next up, we have number 4. That will be 12 Poolbot. No longer with the 12 balls. And he will face number 3. No, sorry, number 6. There we go. That is BenBotBC. Oh, that's going to be a match. I'm interested to see that one. And finally, we have number 2. Sorry,
it's 5, isn't
that's number 5. Yes, sorry. I was looking at it through the screen upside down. So yeah, that's number 5. And our last bot in here will be number 3. There we go. That is Sharkbot or Sharpened Edge. All right. I'll just write that down and I will confirm everything. So it will be.
So are the matchups? Sharkbot or Sharpened Edge against number 5? That was MicroMachine, right?
Yeah. So give me 1 sec. ThomTest versus Caninana. And then it will be 12 Poolbot against BenBotBC.
That's another rematch for ThomTest.
Yeah.
This time a more favorable one for him, at least.
Damn, ThomTest, we're doing you dirty with the bunnies. They don't like you. Oh, they do like you. All right, whatever. And finally, it was MicroMachine up against the winner of Sharkbot or Sharpened Edge. So, all right. Just let me throw that up. there we go. That's the full draw. So we will be having all three of those best of threes next week, and we will also be showing the Sharkbot on Sharpened Edge matchup. So that will be back on our usual Sunday time slot. So that will be good. Up until then, Ketroc, thank you very much for joining us straight after work. It's been a long one. I apologize for dragging you in on a Monday night, but and apologies for moving our stream again. But yeah, back on Sunday next one. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on Sunday. Catch you later.
See you guys.